Hello students. So in the last lab we have seen the implementation of Ethernet, yes, by using n number of nodes, yes. So there we created two LANs. To those LANs we have attached some nodes, yes, and then we have we have assigned a source node and destination node, and then an error node, and then we attached error model. So here in the fourth experiment we will see today. So here we will implement an Ethernet LAN using n number of nodes. The same procedure we will use to create a LAN and assign multiple traffic to the nodes. That means instead of using a single source and destination, we are using in this example we are using two nodes as a source nodes and two nodes as a destination node, and for both the nodes we will need to obtain the congestion window, yes, for so different sources and different destinations, yes. So we will see here. So similarly we use the same procedure here. So set ns new simulator, and then next comes set tf. We need to set a the trace file. So this trace file will help in tracing the output, yes, and then ns trace all the subclasses and the classes involved in the code, and then we will define the animation file. Animation file is used to visualize the output, yeah, and then we will define the procedure finish. The until the creation of the node, the same procedure is used, followed by creating the nodes. I am creating 5 nodes in this example, yes, sorry, 6 nodes. So all the 6 nodes are connected to same LAN, yes. So in that we will define n0 as a source 1, n4 as a destination 1, yes, n1 as a source 2, and n5 as a destination 2, yes. So the communication happens from source 1 to destination 1, and then source 2 to destination 2. For both the source destination combination we need to find the congestion window, and then we need to compare the congestion window, yes. So first we will make a LAN, yes. This LAN cable, a single LAN cable I am using with a bus topology. So all the nodes are connected to a same cable. So from n0 to n5 6 nodes are connected, and they are having a bandwidth of 10 Mbps and transmission time of 30 milliseconds, yes. So the queue type used is link layer queue type with a drop tail, and MAC 8023 is a standard for creating a LAN, yes. So Ethernet LAN. Now I am setting a TCP. Here I am not using a UDP protocol. I am using here is a TCP protocol. So what happens is whenever n0 or source 1 sends a packets to the destination 1, so the destination 1 will respond with the acknowledgement packet, yes. So with the acknowledgement, the source 1 confirm that the packet has reached the intended receiver, yes. If it is not received, that means it has to be retransmitted, yes. When the number of retransmission increases, or when a number of packets discarded will increases, the window size is automatically reduced. So what is this congestion window? Congestion window is a flow control method, yes. So in the flow control, what happens whenever there is a congestion, yes. So whenever there is a congestion or need to be controlled, in that case what happens, the number of packets need to be transmitted at a time is controlled, yes. So if a congestion window is 1, means only one packet is transmitted, and the reception for that, the acknowledgement is received for the packet, and then followed by the next packet, yes. So that happens when window size is 1. But when window size is 10, in that case what happens, 10 packets are transmitted, and after reception of acknowledgement for those 10 packets, next 10 packets are transmitted, yes. Whenever there is a number of retransmission increases, or whenever there is a increase in the discarded number of packets, in that case the window size is automatically reduced, okay. So here once again I am using a TCP as a transmission control protocol, transport layer protocol, and then I am attaching the agent of the TCP to the simulation class, yes. So at n0 I am using TCP, and at yes, I am using a application layer protocol FTP at n0, yes. This is for first one, and the sync will be n4, yes. So sync node means destination node will be n4, and the maximum packet size is 1000, and there is a connection with the TCP and TCP 1 to the sink 1. Yes, node 0 and node 4 are connected with the TCP as a transport layer protocol and FTP as a application layer protocol. Now I am using TCP 2. This transport layer protocol helps in connecting between the N1 and N5. Yes, source 2 and destination 2. The same agent attachment takes place here, and maximum packet size is set to 1000, and then there is a connection created between the TCP2 is attached to sink 2. Fine. So along with the animation files, now we are getting other two files. Okay, so I will define them as set out file 1 and set out file 2. Yes, so what is this set out file 1? So this is congestion 1 file. Yes, so it has a list of congestion window sizes for the defined range of time. Yes, so if I am setting the time range for 1 second, so for 1 to at the end of the time, or 9 seconds or 10 seconds, however we will predefine them. Yes, so we will get the congestion size. Yes, so from that we can decide the performance of that particular network. If a congestion size reduces as the time increases, in that case the number of retransmissions and the congestion is very high. Yes, if the congestion window size increases or quite remains constant with the increase in the time, in that case the congestion will be low. Yes, so similarly we will get congestion window size values for out file 1 and out file 2. We will check them. So here I am using another procedure, find window size. So this window helps in finding the window size. Yes, so this is the function, and then next we will define the time intervals. At 0 to 0 find window size for out file 1. Yes, at 0.1 seconds find window size for source out file 2, and when the time interval reaches 0.3, so the first FTP starts, that is transmission from 0 to 4 starts, and at 0.5 interval the transmission from 1 to 5 starts. Okay, so along with that we have used 50 time range here, 50 seconds we can say. So till that the procedure will continue, and we will get the window size values from 0 to 50 seconds. Yes, so we can compare the window sizes, and then we can easily define the performance of the network. Yes, so we'll see the execution. Before execution I'll show you guys the program. I have written the program and saved the program in CCN folder, ccn4.tcl. You can see this procedure for saving the file and making the directory. We have discussed them in the first lab video. Kindly go through that and go to now terminal. In the terminal, yes, here is a terminal. First we will go for a current directory. Yes, we are in the directory home bar student, and then now I will go to folder ccn. Yes, so in that I want to execute the folder ns space ccn4.tcl. okay, so I'll enter. There is a warning, avoid the warning. Yes, now you can see the animation here. Yes, we will rearrange them for the clear view. Yes, first node, 0th node, second node and third node. This is 4th node and this is 5th node. Yes, there are 5 nodes. Yes, so the first source is 1. Yeah, the first source is 1 and first destination is 4. Yes, and the second source is 1 and destination is 5. Okay, we will run this now. Source 1, source 2, destination 2, you can see here. At first the communication from, yes, see here, from 1 to destination 1, and destination 1 is sending the acknowledgement packets to source 1. Yes, so similarly source 1, source 2 is sending the packets to source 5, And why this 2 and 3 are receiving the packets? Because in bus topology or in LAN cables, the packets are not sent to the intended destinations directly. They are first broadcasted to the all the nodes connected to that LAN. Yes, first they are broadcasted and the intended receiver will receive the packets and others will discard the packet. Right, we'll stop this. And now we know how the animation works. Now we will check for the congestion values, congestion window values. So we have saved the program in CCN, so we will go there itself. Our folder is CCN. Here only we will get the files. You can see here congestion1.xg, congestion2.xg. So click on congestion1.xg. Yes, so you can see here at the 0th time congestion window was 1. At the initial stages the congestion window is set to 1. Yes, this is timing and this is congestion window size. When time reaches 1, congestion window was kind of reduced. Yes, so now when time reaches 2, once again the congestion window is, this is the congestion window 27. Yes, so when 1 was the timing, so at that time 21 was the congestion window, and during 2 seconds, yes, during 2 seconds the congestion window size was 27, and during 3 seconds the congestion window size was 33. So similarly, when 4 seconds was reached, congestion window was 37. You can see there is an increase in the congestion window only. There is no reduction in the congestion window. Here at 5 seconds, so the congestion window size was 42. Yes, so similarly at 6 the congestion window is 45. So time by time, as the time increases, the congestion window size is also increasing. That means the number of packets discarded or the number of retransmissions is not that much. That means the congestion is normal here. Okay, or the traffic is normal here. So similarly we also can check the congestion window 2. Yes, so this file is having the congestion window size for the transmission between source 2 and destination 2. Here also you can see at first second, so it is 16 window size. Yes, so seconds, when second the size was 26, at the third second size was 32. So similarly the size is being increased. Yes, so similarly we will get till 50 seconds we have calculated the value. So when you scroll down the file you will get that. Yes, so till 50 we have done. At last the congestion window size was 128. That means 128 packets were transmitted at a time. Right, so yeah, this was the execution of 4th program, and we can check the congestion window. So for a clear understanding, we also can create a graph and then compare congestion window and congestion window 2, 1 and sizes and communication between them. So thanks for watching the video.